Alright, what are we gasping about over here? Oh no! Ruins! The cost of complacency. Did I do that? The fate of the weak. Well, we called the loud idiot. Am I no different from the calamity? That's what I was saying! That's exactly what I was saying! This version of Helia has definitely become a calamity. A meaningless existence. Is this supposed to be when I have the power? There's no one left to fight here. It's time to move on. You don't actually think something like this could shake me, did you? That it could change my mind? This is your old journal. I know. Although we didn't ask for your permission, its cover was partially burned in an accident, but we managed to save the rest. And? Am I supposed to be grateful for something so meaningless? No. It's just... You once wanted to restore the world to how it was before the calamity. That's why you joined the new shit show and became a soldier, right? Yeah. That wish fooled plenty of naive kids 10 years ago. You're still peddling that dream to idiots now. That dream, it might actually be possible now. Project 401 led us to you. You had the power to end the calamity. Do you realize it? The final battle is about to begin. The revenge spirit has a real chance to win. Humanity is counting on this hope. Oh, I believe in it too. That's why I won't let any of her enemies escape. The calamity that forced her to die. You, all who pushed her into battling. And the ones who mocked and scorned her. I will end the calamity. But you won't be around to see it. No, no. Hope's right in front of us. We can't die here. Not for something this senseless. Not before the dawn. Look, you wrote this. After graduation, I want to work near Power Station 9 and live with Mom and Dad. And here, I want to raise a tiny puppy and keep 2 flower pots. I want to help humanity defeat the calamity and reclaim a new future. You once wanted to be a hero. I don't need that anymore. Most heroes die horrible deaths. And when they self-detonate, people like you call it something this senseless while begging for your lives. I beg you, just one more step forward. I want to see that world to create the future. The soul, trapped in the shell of her memories, had no time for sorrow. Instead, her eyes locked onto the journal, clutched in the man's hand, as if it was his last lifeline. What's that? She recognized the handwriting right away, along with the ink that didn't match. It was this a mischievous girl. She wouldn't have put it past her to sneak a look in someone else's journal. Did she see it? In the distant past? Did she ever notice the oblique acknowledgement that the girl left behind? Did she ever pick up a pen to write a response? Or maybe that girl just happened to stumble across a hollow tree and place to bury her secret thoughts and left something on a whim, never expecting a reply. No, that's not it. If she had seen it, if she had paid attention to it, if... But... You all... No. We don't deserve to talk about the future. Don't blame me. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself for turning Coraline into a vessel for the calamity. From you onward, every last one of you. You're all coming to hell with me. The journal slipped from her hands, landing on the ground and kicking up dust and blood. The charred edges of its page were soaked with ink from another's hand. The words dissolving. Words that the revenge spirit, consumed by hatred, never bothered to read. An idiot? Trying to play hero? If you need a super soldier to back you up, I can be a hero for you alone. Her enemies. I won't let any of them off. My hands, they won't listen, and my heart. I can't tell what it wants anymore. Is this who I really am? Bang. Continuous. Gunfire. Give me a second. Do what I was doing. What kind of person am I? Have I been consumed by bloodshed and power? Reduced to nothing more than a puppet? If not, then why do I feel this twisted thrill of guilty pleasure in holding someone's life in my hands? Or is this the real me? The one trapped beneath the helpless shell I used to be? I understand. Oh. I never thought I'd see that same pathetic, naive, spineless face again. Tell me, how's it feel to pull the trigger against lives that look up to you with a teary eye and beg for mercy with submissive words? Confused, broken, self-doubting to the point of shaking. Your throat feels as if it's clogged by the blood on your hands. A metallic sweetness so sickening you can't force out a single word. Look at you. All that talk of justice, salvation, rules, and principles. You only ever had the luxury to preach because you don't get to pretend as some noble-faced Valkyrie. It's only because you've been living comfortably off the accomplishments of those who came before, playing house with laughable missions and training, never knowing what true hell is. So you disguise your incompetence with false righteousness, just like you feared losing to Latost again. So you gave up your chance at revenge and ran off to grovel at a god that doesn't even exist. What about this time then? What's your new excuse? Was it because the fools begging for mercy on their knees didn't sound desperate enough? Or the dark bolts were out of your control? Is this why you watch yourself betray the Valkyrie belief like an innocent bystander? Answer me, Helia, you weak, incompetent, worthless pile of trash. No! Because I want revenge. Because what you did wasn't enough. Because those people deserve to die just like you. What? You've always tried hard to prove you and I are different, and now you're gonna throw a lecture at me? We're indeed different. If it were me, I'd make those people pay. An eye for an eye. Blood for blood. And let them be devoured by the pollutants until nothing remains. How else can I quell this rage in my heart? How else can I avenge Coralie? They only cared about her assets and laughed at her peculiarities, regretting that she didn't hang on for a few more battles for them. Will they understand the despair of watching themselves turn into monsters? Will they feel the agony of their bodies exploding into a million pieces? What are you trying to say? They don't understand. And you don't understand it either. Just like you never understood Coralie. Isn't that right, Helia? Don't call me by that name. A loser with a quick tongue. Do you really think hiding behind memories, you can put yourself in my shoes and lecture me? Okay, I like this ability, I'm not gonna lie. It's fun to be able to continue. Just continue spinning, you know? This is fun. Oh boy. We lost Coraline and now we're losing Helia. Just losing her in a different way. Good thing she doesn't apparently get sick from spinning so much, apparently. 438 combo from it. Jeez, look at yourself. She's going batshit, isn't she? She seemed to have seen the most ironic joke in the world as she staggered to stand and look at the person opposite to her. She finally realized that in this world, at every moment, she saw nothing but reflections of her deranged, failed self. What's wrong? A failure abandoned by the world, an avenger who has lost everything, so wretched, so despicable. That's who we are, Helia. Oh, really? Weren't you the one who insisted that your choice would be different from mine, and cried out about wanting to be the strongest Valkyrie, who would stand with justice and defend her principles? The strongest Valkyrie. That means nothing to someone as mediocre and ordinary as me. That's how the world's always been. Adults with beautiful dreams with shiny things, telling children they can achieve anything as long as they try hard enough. And so, the children, I, and even she, Coraline, excitedly chased after the 1 in a million glimmer of possibility, offering up everything, including our lives and happiness, to be taught, screened, and molded. And what then? We failed as expected, and our aspirations and hopes plummeted into the abyss. But were those dreams truly what I wanted? Could someone as ordinary me ever achieve them? No one told us that after we grow up, we would look into children's eyes and lie to them with a shameless smile. That they can achieve anything as long as they try hard enough. You sound disappointed. Folks never recall the dead dreams of a bright-eyed child buried in the darkness, because the sun always rises again. As for us, we only blame ourselves for not being born a shining star when we sink into the abyss. I hate this world. Everyone must pay the price. With that resentful attitude and all those complaints, you're a complete disgrace. You were the only one to choose to walk a path that wasn't yours, or to chase after that radiant figure. You were the one who recklessly pushed Coraline to confront Litos, just to wear the wreath of a hero. The one who asked Coraline's death from the beginning to end was none other than yourself. Myself? Me? No, it's definitely not me. You're the one who killed my Coraline. What madness are you spouting now? Look at those repulsive eyes. Like in a demon. You've been watching me and manipulating me since the very beginning, haven't you? You watched as I fell into self-abandonment, unable to save others like Durandal. And yet, at my most vulnerable moment, he used Corali's encouragement to give me the hope of recovery, making me believe I would make a grand entrance like a true hero and turn everything around. Wasn't this all you're doing? Realizing you're the root of all evil, yet desperately pushing the blame onto others to escape your guilt. Your hideous nature remains as despicable as ever. No! It was you who kept nagging my heart, making me suggest looking for the toss with Coraline. What else could it be? How could someone like me, who's always been insecure, timid, hesitant, and cowardly, suddenly have a great hope ignited within, believing I was capable of playing at the high-stakes table? It was you who held my hand and made me push my only and best friend Coraline into an irredeemable situation. You're the cause of all these tragedies. I used to think you were some insatiable fake, incompetent fool who was no better than some street mud throwing its weight around. Today, as you crawl on your knees towards the fate of Helia, while jumping hysterically, absolving yourself from your sins, you're nothing but a jumping louse. I'm picking up words from the wrong line. Sorry, guys. Isn't my current state exactly what you created and desperately wanted? You couldn't save your Coraline, so now you want to kill every Coraline across thousands of universes. Helia couldn't save Coraline. This is fate's curse, a nightmare from which there is no awakening. But you describe yourself as an innocent victim and go on to become hate everything because you're a despicable scum in your bones. You've become a grumbling lunatic. Is that the new path you've opened for Helia's fate? Yeah, this path starts from eradicating the root of all evil. You! Come on! Oh great, she has this whole thing where she teleports and doesn't take damage. She isn't even trying to attack. Enough already. You make me sick. Na 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 na. Sorry, I thought she was calling in Sam. No. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Alright. Without my power, what can you do to me? Hold your weapon with your shaky, battered hands and fire a fatal bolt at my heart? Or stand up before your mount and swing your feeble fists at me to put me down? Look at you now. Why don't you do something more practical? Do what you love most. Press your hands together and pray for that god for another chance. No. I haven't lost yet. Again. Again. Where in the world is there such thing as trying again? Weakling. Why do you think you'll get another chance? You failed this time, so you can do better next time. Even if you lose next time, it doesn't matter. You can always try again. Naive. Those ordinary days you take for granted can vanish in an instant. Those chances you think will enable you to fix everything, they'll slip away forever. Who are you praying to for second chance? You still have such childish delusions. That's why you're reluctant to go all in. You're expecting your luck to turn. Tell me, foolish weakling. What have you been waiting for? Is it your trembling hands in the face of your enemy? A god that doesn't exist? Or yourself, who's facing demise? As long as I'm not dead, I haven't lost yet. Don't make me laugh. How long do you expect to win in your current state? Or are you considering your pathetic survival as some kind of moral victory? Just like how you treat your futile attempts as sacrifices made for her. When you had the chance to take revenge, you didn't do it. Yet, when you crawled back to where it started, screeching about ending all of this, you exempted yourself from mistakes without hesitation. A despicable coward. A humiliating weakling. You've truly shown me how stupid and despicable someone named Helia can be. I won't give up. I've long taken back the power you once begged me for. A despicable fellow like you keeps stumbling down the same path of fate and refusing to take the blame. Doesn't deserve this power. Even with your power, I still will. Have you forgotten how weak and powerless you truly are? In my memories, you recklessly and forcibly annihilate enemies, using my power to play the part of your beloved Durandal. But now, you actually believe that? Yeah. You. Everything happened too fast. While the other was still in shock, she shakily got up and through disheveled, firmly gripped the weapon in her hand, just like holding her own destiny. She looked at her still trembling right hand, where now seemed to dwell a power she had never had before, assuring her that she could transcend her own mediocrity, shattering the hardened mask, and overcome that other, far stronger version of herself. No. That power had been there the whole time, like water dripping through stone, like grinding an iron rod into a needle. All she had to do was keep taking step after step forward. That was the conviction of being mortal, the persistence of being Helia. You. I won't become you. I won't become a hesitant, cynical, and vengeful ghost. This is my answer to Helia's destiny. You haven't even. Yeah, that's right. Your painful memories didn't overwhelm me. Your obsession with revenge won't corrupt me. Everything you've shown me serves the greatest warning. How terrible the world and I would become if I dwelt on past grudges and stopped moving forward. So I won't be trapped in place by hatred and obsession like you. I will keep moving forward until I forge new possibilities for the path called Helia. Don't make me laugh. Who do you think you are? Shouting I can do it a few times can change the fact you're weak. Will these empty words help close the gap between you and Durandal? No. Of course not. Helia is still mediocre and ordinary, conflicted and sensitive, deeply insecure and yet highly arrogant. But I know who I am. Always presumptuous and even more conceited. So what? Should I applaud your self-awareness, Helia? So I had to act insane to make you believe that under your torture, I've finally become a shameless wretch who can only hate? That's Helia's fate, could only end in revenge without exception? Only then could I see this one chance to strike you when you least expect it. What makes you think I would believe that? Because you're me, Helia. But I will no longer become you. From that moment on, every day after. This isn't how it should be. This isn't the outcome I wanted. How could I harm innocent civilians who came for me for help? What kind of person have I become? Coraline, what should I do? How could I use your blood debt as an excuse to ceaselessly spread hatred in this world? That would be an insult to you. But why can't I stop? Why am I trapped here? Is it because I've been held captive by hatred and blood? Because I've long since become a slave to evil? Or is this the real me, deep inside, confined by my weak appearance and abilities? I can't stop any bit of this because how can I possibly fight against my true self? This is petty, ugly, blood-stained. Helia. I'm awful. I'm so scared. Don't cry, you dummy. Oh no, here we go. My eyes are sweating. Coralie? Helia, why do you leave your weapon on the floor? If I actually trip over it, you'll be the one cleaning up the lab in my place. Then please don't play with a camera while walking or watching things. Helia, a soldier should always keep her equipment in sight. Have you forgotten what Durandal taught us? Huh? I don't remember her ever saying that. You didn't spend the whole night stressing over a small test, did you? Going over what might be the real test again and again in bed, tossing and turning non-stop? Your brain's now so overloaded that you can't even remember what Durandal said. Really? What a straight-A dummy. Would you be so anxious about not doing well on the test if you hadn't prepared it thoroughly? Huh? If you were just like Dark Lord Coralie, who never prepares for tests, you wouldn't have this kind of worry. Oh, but the part about always keeping your equipment at hand, I said that, don't mix up. You... See? You're looking much livelier now. Why don't you thank me for a little joke? Come on, Helia. You've been powered up, so get in there. Worrying and anxiety come not just from trying your best, but wanting to do even better. Perhaps... So the straight-A dummy got knocked down by the training robot again. Told you that Durandal's training mode. It's beyond the highest difficulty. A nightmare and purgatory combined. An unscalable peak. But hey, it was 7 minutes and 53 seconds. What? That's how long you lasted getting beaten up in there. I was so bored, so I kept track of time. Don't feel so bad. You lasted 6 seconds longer than last time. Maybe next time, you'll last another 0.1 second. What's the point? That means I can never complete Durandal's training. I'll never become someone like her. Oh? The day before yesterday, you wrote, I want to become Durandal in your training notes. Today you're saying, I'll never win. You really are both arrogant and insecure. Why don't you just quit already? It'll be over and done with. So no more trouble. I won't give up. See? You won't even quit when you're told to, but that's just who you are. Constantly saying, I want to become Durandal. That kind of arrogance can also be a driving force. And deep down, you know you have a long way to go. Or you wouldn't have felt inferior. Only someone like you would be unable to stop moving forward. Yeah. Hiding silently in a dark corner. Are you trying to turn into a mushroom, straight-A dummy? Coralie, do you think I'm strange? You just noticed? I mean, why bring this up suddenly? Oh, I get it. You lost at that party game, didn't you? I'm hesitant and sensitive. I torture myself with wishes that have nothing to do with me. And I often complain and get mad for it. Like a hedgehog that no one wants to approach. No one wants to get close. Then what am I? Who came looking for you in this corner? Damn you, Helia. I even brought potato chips in. Now Dark Lord Coralie is becoming truly inhuman. You know that's not what I meant. Helia, you do have a lot of terrible, annoying traits. Is that what you think I wanted to say? Oh, isn't it? And I'll tell you what I want to say. All in all, every type of hesitation, sensitivity, and even dissatisfaction with yourself stems from your desire to change the status quo and become better. Knowing this is enough. Does someone as serious as you actually think that every flaw can be counted as a virtue? Of course not. A flaw is a flaw. It won't magically turn into something coveted just because you dress it up with flowery words. But both the side of you like and the side you don't like make up who you are. You gotta accept it. When I was little, people talked when they saw me walking down the street. Probably because of my ears and tail. That's when I learned this. Coralie. Einstein told me that accepting yourself from head to toe is more important than achieving perfection. But maybe you don't understand now, just like I did back then. But you can take your time to think about it, because we have plenty of time ahead of us. But for a mediocre person, even if she embraces her shortcomings and imperfections, how can she be on par with those brilliant geniuses? How can she share their ideals? That's why I called her a straight-A dummy. The reason is obviously. Here, look. What? Look at the stars. The stars? Are you joking again, Coralie? The sky's pitch black and there's absolutely nothing up there. You don't get it, straight-A dummy. Not all the stars are magnificent and dazzling. Some only reflect light off other stars. They're nothing more than ugly, clumsy rocks. But even those dull, insignificant stars are flying up high in the sky and keep moving forward where our eyes can't see. Coralie, you're right. I'm conflicted and sensitive, deeply insecure yet strangely arrogant, just like a dull, insignificant star. When I hear praise, I take it as my whole world and blindly charge forward. When I hear criticism, I sink to the bottom of a mire, as if the sky is falling. This is my true self, something I shouldn't run away from. Turning around to face myself is such a simple truth, yet so difficult to follow. Even this ugly struggle is an inseparable part of who I am. But those who strive toward the stars to realize their dreams aren't all dazzling and pure, right? As long as they keep stepping towards the stars. As long as they embrace their flawed yet beautiful selves again and again. I wonder, when life's darkness carves a hole in your heart, letting despair and sorrow fill in. Would you try to get up once again, like an idiot, and try to shape your fate? To embrace the ifs that you never chose? Huh? A game console? I'm telling you, Helia, no matter how hard you practice, you'll never catch up to me. Might as well spend that time playing games instead. At least you'll have fun. I can teach you. Warning, illegal startup detected. The device was detected in 5 seconds. 5, 1, boom. Just kidding. Since the game console was activated this way, it must have fallen in your hands and I... Never mind. This was my most prized, precious possession, you rookie dummy. Now the stage is yours, rookie dummy. Whether you stick to your convictions or fix the calamity, do as you please. Either way, it'll be equally boring. But meeting someone as boring as you in this absolutely terrible world is kind of fun, really. Hey, Rikidami! You must be still trying to resolve the calamity. Since my precious belongings fall into your hands anyway, you should play some games, have a bit of fun. Make the most of what you got, right? Coraline always believes that Healy will hold on to her ideals, so... The different fates. It warms if you didn't shoot your teammates. Thanks, comrade. If it weren't for you, I would have been consumed by the pollutants. Pollutants are everywhere, but two people beats one. Now you with me? Let's kill our way out. Alright, where are the others? I see. I'm not sure if the right time to tell you, but I think you two need this note. After all, you two are so close. I found it nearby. Although it's crumpled, judging by the handwriting, it should belong to Coraline. Ooh! Oh! What are you drawing on that sticky note again? Writing and drawing on the transport ship. Aren't you worried about getting nauseous? Want to see it, Rikidami? No way, it's probably one of your beaver duck jokes. Can't be bothered with you. The title of the drawing is Rikidami and it's the calamity. If you don't want to look at it now, I'll stick it on your back when we get back to base. But the world fell into darkness because of her hatred, and neither you nor she witnessed such an ending. So we're coming out with bullets to shoot, I'm guessing, Big Bad at the end, right? That's kind of the goal here. I am not you. There's this whole thing, this is a whole, like, persona, I am not the shadow of myself. I am not you. You aren't me. You may be, oh, sorry. You may be me, but I will not become you. As they said. It's all over, Hylia. Over. Because your pathetic weakness, or your mix of insecurity and arrogance. I admit your sucker punch worked, but can't you see? You're so beaten up that you can barely stand. Yeah. Even if I'm covered in wounds. Even if I only have one last breath. Even if I bear a pain will not go away from my lifetime. I will struggle out of here. I must find the toast and end all of this with my own hands. So you're gonna seek revenge after him. After all. No. This isn't personal. Ending the Shadow Calamity on Mars was what both Coraline and I wanted. She may be gone now, but I will carry on with her unfulfilled wish and stop the toast from plunging Mars into another crisis. Have you already forgotten Coraline's blood debt? Forgotten her sacrifice? I've never forgotten her sacrifice. I can't forget how she fell into my arms and her promise to meet me outside. This is a regret and sorrow that I will never be able to erase in my lifetime. But the meaning of her sacrifice will be preserved. and realize, right, those of us who still live, it was Coralie who told me that she would support me whether I was weak, sad, insecure, or arrogant. It was Coralie who told me that not everyone who flies towards the stars will attain their dreams in a brilliant genius. As long as I keep moving forward, even a mediocre person like me can reach for the stars. I have sonic colors for that very reason. So no matter how difficult it is, or how long it takes, I will pursue her unfulfilled wish until our shared goal is achieved. This is the meaning behind my persistence. But you're a vengeful ghost who uses Coralie's sacrifice as an excuse for your anger, venting your vileness and cowardice through cruel means. As a traitor who's abandoned her dearest friend in life, what makes you think you have the right to bark in front of me, pretending to be righteous and fair? Aren't you the one who cast aside your dearest friend? She believed in you to the very end, that you would uphold the mission to end the calamity. Coralie, who detested death so much, chose to perish together with the pollutants, all to pave the way for your ideals. But then you turned around and shot your companions in the name of saving her, staining her sacrifice with the blood of betrayal. You resented your past powerlessness and weakness, hated the cruelty and injustice of fate, so you ignored others' pleas for mercy, dragging those who were as weak as you once were, those who fought, who could have brought hope to the world after the calamity, into the abyss with you. You hypocrite. Everything I've sacrificed for Coralie, even a hefty price. I've paid. They are more than obvious. What are you babbling about? Don't you understand yet, revenge spirit? You believe you did so much for Coralie, but in reality, hatred and anger have changed to the snowy field. You've never left the place. You've long stopped believing yourself while she believed in you when she drew her last breath. You easily abandoned your mission and treated your comrades cruelty. That's why you never read the picture she drew with her hands, unable to see the expectation to become a hero. You drowned yourself in hatred, letting the world sink into suffering. That's why you never turned on the game console she left for you, unable to hear the hopes for you to live a happy and carefree life. You trampled recklessly, ignoring the pleas of your friends, so you never knew the words she wrote in your diary. Never knew she always believed that if she just did a little more for you, she could help you realize your dreams. Well, we're locked and loaded. But hatred made you oblivious to them. In that ending forged by your own hands, Coralie sacrificed herself to the calamity, while you became the new calamity. That's enough! Into combat? What's wrong? Without weapons and without my power, have you lost even the courage to run a punch, you runt? Hylia, I'll stake everything I have to fight you till the end. That all you got? Saving that shattered world once was your dream. Stop bringing up that juvenile delusion. She was right. What a spoiled rookie know about anything? She never thought that way because she believed in you. Believed you would stay true to your mission. Fight the calamity and save the world. That's why she chose to sacrifice herself. This time, I'll do things I've never even dared to think about. I'm a super soldier, remember? Of course I can create a calamity-free spot. Stop with your lies! You are blinded by hate and deny Coralie's wishes. You are the biggest lie. You're the one who deceived her. With a world you destroyed by your own hands. With a mission you so easily abandoned. You denied the meaning of her sacrifice. What if I wanted to play the hero? Just this once. The battlesuit's disappearing. Is my resolve wavering? Impossible. Ridiculous. You know nothing. Aren't you the one who loved running away? Aren't you the one who hates false justice and fake heroes the most? What do you really want, Coralie? She wants you to get out of the snowfield! She wants you to move forward. I'll let the cutscene play instead of reading everything. Why? Why am I still the useless Hylia? At the end of her path, she finally gave her all, only to be stained by the cinders of regret. And other things that I can't read because you're going too bloody fast! God damn it, game! Hey Hylia, what are you riding? Or create a world without calamity? Whoa, that's your goal? You really are a dumb rookie. Always trying to do things beyond your ability. So Hylia, do you believe I can create a world without calamity? Me? My biggest wish is to find a cozy spot to play games in peace. Why would I want to become everyone's hero? Don't tell me you've infected me with that. So, why did you smile when you pressed the detonation button, Coraline? To become the one and your only hero, so you can carry your wishes forward into tomorrow. This. Again. Missed opportunities, failures, and endless mistakes have defined my entire life. Whenever I try and catch a ray of light, it would suddenly go out in the moment I was about to close my hand, leaving me wandering alone in the darkness. I couldn't catch up, and I couldn't hold on to it. Again and again, I kept pacing, screaming, and struggling in the empty pitch-black room, but I couldn't break free from the cage named Fate. Because of this curse of complete utter despair, because the person who had opened the door for me, the light that could illuminate my dark prison, has long since left me. That battlesuit was never a gift, but an eternal torture. Every single moment, I must bear the weight of my past, present, and future. Until I turn to ashes, I must continue fighting against myself, as any hesitation brings devastating backlash. Again and again, I recalled the most desperate moment, the moment of losing her. I nurtured my mind with hatred, and crafted flesh and blood from hatred, so that I could fully embrace free will and harness the power to transcend time and space. After putting on that battle seat, every day, every moment, I've been in an unspeakable pain. But what exactly is causing me this pain? Is it my eyes that are drenched in blood? Is it my limbs that are severed by sharp blades? Or the grotesque thing that beats in my chest? One that keeps dripping liquids and cutting my flesh? No. Those things don't cause me pain. When the fangs and claws of pollutants pierced my chest, I didn't think it was painful. When the battlesuit let me fight against calamities across countless space-times simultaneously, I thought I could take it. Then, what is it that makes me suffer so much? Only later did I understand. What caused me such unbearable pain was the damned fate that passed me by every time. If only I'd worked a little harder back then. If I hadn't settled on simulation battles that were child's play then, and instead chose to follow her example, and fought real pollutants early on. If I hadn't limited my goals to getting my parents into the best base then, instead of dared every risk, including my life, to become as strong as she was. If I'd been more useful then, would she not have had to die alone to protect the incompetent and weak-willed Hylia? If I had wanted to know her more then, would the self-righteous Hylia have understood Coraline's true thoughts, held her hand, and told her that no matter what the decision she made, I would walk alongside her? If I had been less self-righteous, Would that ridiculously naive Helia have gotten over her delusions of fixing the calamity so that Coralie wouldn't have to sacrifice everything for her foolish words? If only Coralie had never met me, she would have lived a much easier life. And would have lived on and on as she wished for, right? After all, among us, Coralie was the one who was destined for death the most. With what I have now, I could easily annihilate the calamity itself for her sake, let alone the laughable pollutants. I wouldn't let her story end in such an absurd way. If only I had a little more time, I could have done it. But this world has no room for fantasies. Nor can time flow backwards, nor will fate indulge the slightest if. It's all useless now. This power has lost its meaning because I've lost her. And so, the thorns of vengeance entwine, crowning a ghost of revenge who has nothing left. Helia cannot save Coralie from her miserable fate, which is a fact held true across countless universes. The only thing she can do is stare into the cold dark room with her hollow, hopeless eyes. No. The hands that can open the door have always been there. As long as you're willing to step forward and push the door open. What joke are you telling now? Aren't you just like me, having lost her too? Yes. No matter how much I tried to console myself, Coralie will never come back. But in days to come, what path I take and how I will fulfill our unfulfilled wishes, questions, only I can answer. And I alone must answer. I'll keep moving forward for Coralie's wish to make the world a better place. After all, that was also our mission when we chose to become Valkyries. Therefore, I'll keep going without stopping. And I will never quit. Fool. On this path, you'll run into walls, stumble, and experience countless failures. You realize that you've been running in circles all the time. Indeed. But it's always been like this, hasn't it? In her words, the idiot Helia should be used to failing by now. The words she once used to tear herself down now brought her peace. Her fists felt lighter than ever, her heart unexpectedly free. No longer chasing the image of the swan, no longer scorched by the flames of obsession. The gentle cooing of doves led the dandelions on a brand new path, while the blue-grey lake mirrored the sky washed clean by sunshine. And the road she had been searching for all this time, one that would take her beyond herself, finally broke through the fog in her heart and stretched endlessly towards the horizon. I remain conflicted, stubborn and sensitive, but it's usually someone like this who refuses to give in so easily. I remain weak and ordinary and unremarkable in every way, but it's usually someone like me who can fight this reckless abandon. I may never become Durandal. So what? As long as I can run forward towards Durandal than I could before. I've gained from this. The paths I've walked, the footprints I've left behind, they're not meaningless at all. I am the ordinary Helia, an insignificant Helia. I am the Helia who has no merit other than the decades of momentous repetitive effort. But this unimpressive strength is all I can embrace right now. So why can't I be called my gift? Even if it brings me lifelong suffering and self-doubt, then what? It's still me. Even if I stumble and crawl in the mud, never stopping moving forward. This is my pride, my perseverance, my miserable and twisted ego. I won't cry my eyes out like you do, forever freezing time at the moment of tragedy. Instead, I won't stop moving towards new possibilities. You, trying to prove something to me. That you're stronger than me, more righteous than me. No. It's to prove to myself, to Coralie, who has always believed in Helia, and to every single Helia out there, common, beautiful, and terrible. Therefore, I will never regret the path I've chosen. I have never regretted anything. I've, Really? That's good, dummy rookie. You've done amazingly well. Like, no, you are a true hero, really. Coralie, Liar. Super Soldier Coraline never lies, silly. Let's go, Helia. Oh, my heart. She finally reunited with her one. They walked towards the world of pristine and sublime tranquility, as if they had never been apart. Walked towards the ifs that never came. Meanwhile, Rumi during the 33rd War. The prosperous city of Eternal Night was alive as ever. The terrified screams, the rushing footsteps, and the roars of monsters intertwined to create a world of activity and absurdity. Still no sign of Helia. This place in chaos. It's more difficult to find out where she went. The shadow monsters seem to be increasing in number. I hope she hasn't run into any danger. We got careless. For someone as strong-willed as Helia, even if she knows she should recuperate, she would still try to do something for Coraline on her own. We need to find her before she does anything more reckless. Huh? A shadow monster charged at you, but in the next moment, it grazed you, seemingly ignoring your presence entirely. While you're still doubting what you saw, your companion had already slain it in one blow. Krena, are you alright? I'm fine. That shadow monster just now. Thank goodness it didn't hurt you. It didn't seem to be targeting me. Or was it deliberately ignoring me? Could these shadow monsters have a mind of their own? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Don't worry, Bianca. Time is of the essence, and we should focus on finding Helia first. Alright. To be honest, there's another missing person that concerns me. I'm worried he might be Helia's target. Litost? I remember, you said that fear gives birth to shadows, and shadows in turn nourish fear. They complement each other. Perhaps this is why he massacred the contestants and plunged me into panic. But in prophetic dream you told us about, it was Layla, the god in the tower who would induce a shadow calamity. Litost, however, was one of the 7 shoes who would seal the shadow calamity. Could it be that after history deviated drastically from the original course, Litost became the one responsible for the shadow calamity? I mean, the astral ring that serves as the key to the 7 shoes, and the shadow contaminating it always seemed to have disappeared as well. But why would he do this? Was it merely to have a shadow calamity engulf the swamp? But that contradicts his deed of sacrificing himself to create the pool of shadow that surrounded the place in protection. I know we shouldn't be biased against Litost because of events in a different past, but he's just too mysterious. We have to consider every factor and possibility. I understand. If Litost actually caused the shadow calamity in this world, his past self-sacrifice would make sense as an act of atonement. But isn't it absurd to instigate the shadow calamity, only to do what he could to make amends afterwards? Even the shadow calamity is born from fear. Why must he slaughter the contestants with the intention to incur the hatred? What if... I see you have no true fear of death. Or rather, you cannot wait to die. Is he still fixated on seeking death? Krena, have you thought of something? Perhaps. Help! Help! Let's go there! Oh, new enemy types! Hell yeah, I love when there's new enemy types. That should I'm guessing that redoes my board? It does, it recharges my board. So the board is more a resource, which is interesting. I'll be alright. This way, follow me. After relocating the resident, you turn around and spot a familiar figure. Is that Shensu? Hi, Miss Shen. Oh, it's you. You know me? Of course, back in luck. You were at the hideout with those folks who tried to steal the Jade Pack. I was planning to head back and save you guys once I got away, but... Oh, well, I saw you talk them into surrendering from afar. Guess I have nothing to worry about when you're that impressive. It's nothing. After riot, I saw you team up with the Lantern Organization to take down those bad guys, so I left first. Didn't expect to run into you here again. Speaking of which, I should thank you. Those Jade Black thieves have been getting on my nerves for a while now. Alright, I caught up to talk about Lion. Didn't even ask your name yet. My name's Krona. Shen, there's something I'd like to ask you. No problem. Heard about sneaking in here from Lang? All the latest news around here. I know all. Have you seen any girl on my height with grey hair wearing a red uniform? She's my friend and we got separated by accident. A girl with grey hair. I don't recall seeing anyone like that. These shadow monsters cause such a rest. Look like someone's a bigger headache. I'll go with you and ask around. This area is a shelter set up by me and a few friends. There are quite a few people we can ask. Being too far from Bianca might be risky. There's a chance to get information about Helia. It's worth a shot. Great. Thank you, Miss Shen. It's fine. Just call me that. I love it. Never have someone calling me so affectionately. It feels surprisingly nice. Alright, Shensu. Let's go there and ask around. Shen! Huh? The shadow monster in my hand dissipated into nothingness, like rising bubbles suddenly bursting. And so, the innocent lamb glimpsed in the face of a demon through the black water. What's happening to me? Was the shadow monster absorbed by my hand? Why? The shadow attached to the astral ring was purified by my hand. The shadow monster that roams the streets and no longer attacks me, and my connection with the shadow grows stronger as time passes. This is all happening because I thought immersion in your frantic mind as you arrived at that cold soul conclusion. I'm a reflection of Layla. I am her beginning. I'm retracing her path, along her past footsteps back to the origin. Until at the end of my journey, I'll completely become her shadow, possessing the power to plunge all of this place into a shadow calamity. Will there come a day when I too, like her, create an apocalyptic catastrophe with my own hands, forcing everyone to live in fear? Perhaps everything in this world is but an afterimage of the past, and all your life experiences are merely slices of time on replay. After all, we're all prisoners of fate. It can trap us anywhere, dragging us into a never-ending farce. No, that's impossible. I can't let that happen. I don't need such power. I'll never become her shadow. Hey, Grona, in your trance, you heard someone call your name. That name was chosen by you of your own accord. It was never a reflection of anyone else. That thought, along with her voice, made you feel at ease. Huh? Shen? Oh, you finally responded. For a while, it looked like you had lost your soul, which gave me a good scare. You alright? Yeah, I saw it. You absorbed the shadow monster into palm me in an instant. Hey, how'd you manage to do that? I know the Jade Blacks can grant the power of Shadow temporarily, but absorbing Shadow monsters? That's completely unheard of. What if it's just because my power is the same origin as the Shadows? Huh? It's nothing. You should stay away from me, Shen, before we can ascertain the consequence of possessing this power. Approaching me like this is too risky. You tried to pull your hand away, but in the next moment, you were stopped by her force, warm and firm. The warmth of her palm suddenly reminded you of the sunlight dancing on the ocean. So brilliant, so vast. Shan? This familiar yet strange hand had stroked your shoulder countless times, encouraging and guiding you to solve every puzzle when you were a student at the Data Research Institute. Now it had crossed the river of time and traversed countless universes to return to your side. See? Everything's fine. It's a clear amazing power. If you saved me and I avoid you because of it, that'd be very ungrateful of me. But what if the shadow comes on my hand one day? What if the shadow monsters are drawn to me from now on, endangering those around me? In the near future, a catastrophe could be brought about by these hands. Yes, excuse me, just swapping my batteries quickly. Krona, if everything you mentioned would actually happen, what would you do? If I can't present such tragedy, and am made to face the bleak consequences, then I'll do everything in my power to atone for my crimes, and save those in need. See? This is the Krona I met in line. The one who bravely walked into the trap and outwitted those kidnappers. How shall I put it? Take this dagger, for example. In the hands of the evil, it becomes a murder weapon. But in the hands of good, it becomes a blade that protects everyone. So, I believe that you showed me from that shadow monster just now. Be a hero who draws her sword against evil. But Shan, what if I can't always be a hero? I mean, what if I'm destined to submit to evil and become a villain? Well, I don't have to kill you! What? What? I've seen that story as in television series before. What did the protagonist do afterwards? If someone's born as another person's shadow, then this person would probably walk the same path as the person until they reach the same end. Shen, do you believe in this? You mean like how children of good people are more likely to do good? Well, the opposite's true for bad people. Not exactly, but close enough. It's not necessarily true. The children of good people can grow into evil adults. What I mean is, it's like how everyone says my elder sister's gentle, kind, and well-behaved. But when it comes to me, they shake their heads and say I'm clumsy, unruly, and I punch my way out of everything. Even sisters who grew up in the same family can have different personalities and be perceived even more differently. But I love who I am now. Even my background and all the opinions of others can define me. The protagonist of that television series was born to do evil. With the help of her friends, she overcame countless hardships and in the end, gave herself and the world a new future. Defiant to the very end. How cool's that? See? I'm the master of my own fate. You can't change your origin, but it's the adventures along the way and your viewpoint that define who you are. You're right. I feel like I said this to comfort myself too, after all. I won't become some boring researcher just because my family loves to read and my sister expects me to. I want to choose my own path. What if you become a researcher in the future? That's impossible. Even if that were to happen, it'd be the result of my own journey into liberation. I wasn't born to be a researcher. I see it now. Thank you, Shan. It's nothing, really. These are just life lessons I've learned from society. Look, I've been this close to you for a while now, and nothing's bad's happened to me, right? So, don't you worry. You don't look any different from me anyway. You are you are. You're never gonna change. Her strangely familiar smile gradually overlapped with a smile you remember. I need to get a drink of water. I'm sorry guys, my mouth has become very dry from reading so much. Overcoming the number field, molded by memories, traversed the intertwined past and present until a distant conversation surfaced in your mind. Aside from being born in the Sea of Data, you aren't that different from everyone else. Oh, if I had to point something out, Maybe you're a bit smarter, you pick up ideas a bit faster, and you've been especially attached to me since you were little. Look at you now. You blush more easily than everyone does. Krona, you know who you are. The child I've watched grow up. And a brave and kind junior of mine. That'll never change. Yeah, that'll never change, Shen. I guess you're feeling much better now. Guess you're feeling much better, not. But, it's meant to be now, but... The situation on the streets isn't looking good. Even in the shelter, shadow monsters have appeared. Is there no safe place here? We need to hurry back and check on everyone. Yeah, we can meet up with my friend Bianca, but there's shadow monsters along the way. Don't underestimate your Shen. Besides, we have you with us now. Should I just power to share its origins with Layla and absorb the shadow monsters? You gazed at the chaotic streets, with people fleeing and shadow monsters rampaging. All the troubled sights before you led you to make a swift decision. Yes, even though I can hold my head high and use this power and my choice to help them, will my path stretch out in a different direction then? Yeah, let's go, Shen! Okay, so I've got an assassination thing now. If I get behind them, I can assassinate them. Basically. Oh, I can dodge apparently. Yeah, it's a minor stealth section. Okay, I love these bird designs. Wait a minute, that was a bolt! Oh, it was a spear! It just used the same sound as a bolt. Aww. Flying high! Shadow Drinker Calamity Kettles. Oh, Shen's fight. Wait, Shen is fighting. I just saw Shen appear and do a little bit. Does that mean young Shen is going to become a playable character soon? Who knows? Chrono, you're right, and this is... Yeah, this is Shen. Don't worry, we're all fine. From what I can see, Bianca has already neutralized all the shadow monsters in the vicinity. Sup, dude? Oh yeah, you got a lot of power back in your small frame. When I saw you go one-on-one against the toughs in the arena, I want to reach through the television screen and clap for you. Shen, actually, Bianca... Don't worry about it. And thanks for your help earlier. By the way, Krona, can you completely absorb shadow monsters now? From when small shadow monsters stopped harming me, to now. Being able to absorb them with his hands? Well, I don't understand the why. The outcome suggests I'm gradually gaining her power. After all, she and I... No, Krona. You are who you are. We never live our lives as someone else. The power of shadows may carry early risks as it's so strong, but itself cannot be deemed good nor evil. You're uncertain about the connection between you and her, but you still have the freedom to choose your own future. I understand. Don't worry, Bianca. After I used the power of shadows to help everyone, Tarrington's power was easier to accept than I'd imagined. You should be more optimistic. With shadow monsters running rampant in room, your ability and Bianca's strength, an indispensable help for everyone. Speaking of the mayhem, this must be doing of that Hearts organization toast who slaughtered the contestants. Who knows where the coward's hiding now? If I ever run into him again, I'll beat him up so badly we'll be picking his teeth up from the ground. It has been long, all of you. A voice. I'll recognize it even if I turn to ashes. The toast! I know some among you have been searching for me out of hatred in this city. Certainly, many still yearn to become the victor of the Tenchi War and unite with the gods. Hence, do you secretly hope that formidable opponents like myself will swiftly vanish and never return? As for those who still harbor false hope of escaping, you should realize that the city of Eternal Night has been reduced to an isolated island. You have nowhere to retreat, no escape. In that case, why not venture this final arena for the desired burn within your hearts? Let the hatred in your eyes and desire in your hearts be quelled in this unpredicted final of the Tenchi's War. With your hands, show me the meaning of your existence. After all, the time has come. Under the watchful eyes of the god, offer unto her a knight's final promise. Tell me, what's more torturous than despair, more cruel than death, more vicious than slaughter? The futile strength of the weak, who think too highly of themselves. One Tenchi's war after another, the victor was never noted by the gods. The knight was never chosen. You are all characters of weakness, and these perfectly attest that. It has been long, far too long. I have witnessed the failed waste of their entire lives pursuing what they can never reach. I'm weary of watching mediocre souls grasp at the unattainable, only to die in frustration. Well then, who among you still believe you're extraordinary, destined to transcend the bounds of the innate talents, destined to stand among the mighty? Do you truly see your feeble selves as victors, chosen from among 10,000? If you believe so, your blood shall mark the boundary between the mortal and gods today, for all to witness. Henceforth, may heaven and earth be divided, and may the common and mighty each find their rightful place. Stop it! The toast, your evil deed ends here. Oh, you finally arrived. I've been waiting for your appearance, worthy and mighty visitor from beyond the world. I know that you, by your nature, would never allow the murder of your companions to continue his willful slaughter here. So, I wasn't imagining things. You came from the front and made a show, which was out of character, to learn me here. You even resort to using your hidden powers to kill my friend. What are you plotting? What makes you so frantic? I see you're not skilled in combat, but also blessed with perception and wit. If you were to defeat me here, you would undoubtedly be rightfully made the next knight by all. You know, I'm not here for that. Tell me what powers you used to take Coralai's life and where it came from. Why can it affect those of us from beyond this world? Is it a special authority of yours? All you need to know is that you have one more reason to defeat me. As I thought. Your target's always been me. Everything you've done for to orchestrate this fight to the death with me. What about those people down there? Innocent, ordinary people. Why did you drag them into this? You're supposed to be a knight of the gods, so why would you harm your people? Being blind to one's weakness is a sin in itself. It is a knight's duty to bloody their hands and purge the outliers for their god's steed. A new era is upon us. Those destined to be weak but unwilling to accept it are the greatest foes to progress. Unbelievably shallow and hypocritical, weak and foolish. I shall dispose of them. What's that? That's those. I will dispose of them once and for all, so a new era can start with a clean slate. Only the exceptional few can lead an era forward. They can reach for the stars and strive towards distant skies. Gifted ones like yourself who can effortlessly achieve what the weak can only dream of in their entire lives. The weak only need to follow in the footsteps of the mighty, cower beneath the shelter of geniuses, accept their irrevocable frailty, and live out their mundane lives in docile submission. Yet, some among them lose themselves in that radiance. They delude themselves into believing they are destined for greatness, into believing they possess such potential. Their unsightly struggles will only teach them that they are inherently lesser than the mighty, a realization that would cripple and agonize them far more than any physical wound, until they become utter failures. I'm tired of watching these insects put on airs and humiliate themselves. I'm weary of mediocrity spreading like a plague in lands of divine protection. I must use reality to make the weak see the world for what it is. I will make them understand the chasm between themselves and the truly gifted. So you're destroying all opportunities and hopes that may lie in their future. What gives you the right to decide for them? What about you, who has been blessed by the mighty? What right do you have to defend them and elevate this doomed path to one of opportunities and hope? Or perhaps you consider it justice to perpetuate their suffering by encouraging the weak to retake the torturous path. Is this truly justice? Or merely another jewel you have set in the crown of hypocrisy? No. Most people in the world are ordinary. So it's their steps that determine the pace at which the whole world progresses. And that kind of future everyone will reach. Ordinary people want to transcend their mundane lives and pursue a path to betterment. Frustrations and sadness will naturally accompany them on this path. But those who claim to be strong have no right to end their paths. Because that's the hubris of the strong. Rather than the imprisonment you impose in the name of protection. Those who happen to walk ahead of others should guide and teach those beside them. Because those ordinary people will often forge their own paths and one day come to stand beside the strong you speak of. They may even inspire and help them through their individual qualities and creations. I still remember how nervous I was when I first trained Reserve Valkyries. Back then, I wasn't sure if I could teach my juniors. So I took Rita's advice and asked them about their goals. Among their gaze of curiosity and admiration, I heard a soft voice. It was even trembling in fear. Nevertheless, I knew what she meant despite the entire class bursting out laughing at her answer. She said, "I want to be like you." I remember her embarrassed face under the grey hair as laughter erupted around her. Yet, her answer comforted me immensely and filled me with joy, because I saw the future yearning to go onwards, and will go onwards. I will guide and teach them to move ahead. I will help them gain the ability to move ahead, the courage to face setbacks, and determination to uphold principles through training and missions. These are what I must do. Yes, she's been tormented. As I speak, she may be walking down a grim and shadowy path, but I've witnessed her uneasing efforts and progress since her reserve days. And I know she'll keep pushing forward from setback after setback. That's why I believe in her. That is not just wishful thinking. This is just your wishful thinking. Since you claim to have grasped the truth about the weak, why not use your blade and my death to prove to me the world you speak of or its future? If you refuse, every Sikh weakling outside this ring will perish here today. Oh, another one seeking death. Helia! I'm sorry, Senpai. Krona, I left on my own impulse and made you worry. Don't say that. Are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm okay. Lately, I've been through a lot. And I figured out somehow. Anyway, everything's fine now. Really. The battle-hardened Valkyrie carefully examined her junior, before her taking in her firm gaze and composed demeanor. It seemed that since some point in time, the soldier had grown along her self-forged path into someone they could be proud of. This reminded Bianca of how she felt before seeing the Bubble Universe, to finishing that world-class performance, slightly nervous, yet determined to give it her all. Apparently her junior was ready to put on a show of her own. It was like Helios had resolved her inner conflicts and grown remarkably while we weren't looking. Oh. Yeah, on closer look, she carries herself differently now. I know I've made many mistakes that led to terrible consequences. But moving forward, I won't run away again. I'll accept myself for my flaws and continue moving forward. In my way. In Helia's way. Yes. I've always believed in you, Helia. You're still the same Helia we know. Brave, tenacious, serious, and stubborn. Senpai, Chrono, I have a request. Please leave this fight to Latos to me. Helia, but the shadow monsters still exist, which means the panic he caused hasn't ended yet. We need soldiers like Senpai to protect innocent civilians. As for the feud between Latos and me, I gotta settle this with my own hands. This was not the first time Helia yearned to fight Latos, but Bianca immediately realized that the circumstances had changed. Her junior was no longer throwing everything for revenge, and bobbing around in a sea of chaos. This time, she wanted to prove her convictions and chosen path with her own hands, which were simply things she now possessed. Helia, this battle will be incomparably difficult for you, completely unlike all your training and missions you've ever had. You have no margin of error. Even a single oversight will be fatal. Yeah, I'm clear on that. As your senior and mentor, I hope you'll stand behind me. But, as your friend and companion, I respect your decision. So I'll ask you one last time. Helia, are you truly ready? Senpai. I know this battle will be exceptionally difficult. I know even better that once I leave your side and step onto that ring, there'll be no room for regret. But we juniors must face challenges on our own to grow, don't we? Don't worry. My courage and determination are not recklessness. I know that whenever I've faced him in the past, I desperately tried to prove to him, and to myself, that I wasn't a weakling who couldn't accomplish anything. But after going through everything, I understand that being the ordinary Helia doesn't mean everything's meaningless. I must accept myself as I am, flaws, merits, and all. Hard work, perseverance are my gift. And ordinary people who believe in miracles are miracles themselves. So this time, I won't lose my cool or get distracted over trying to prove my worth to Latos. This is a battle against myself. You're so quick to find ways to improve yourself. I mean, hard work isn't blind repetition. It is realizing why you failed after falling down and trying to do better after getting up. Bianca studied her junior sternly. The girl had been hard on herself, but for the first time, she didn't show a flicker of doubt in front of the person she idolized. Instead, she met gaze with calm, determined eyes. Bianca never second-guessed her first impression, that Helia's determination and refusal to give up gave her the strength to seize any chance and create miracles. The tougher the odds, the more hopelessness the situation, the more likely it was for her to turn the tide. And now, unnoticed by anyone, that radiant spark within her was burning even brighter. Somewhere along the way, outside Bianca's sight, Helia had already found her light. A light strong enough to carve out the path of victory, just like the Valkyries before her. Got it. I trust you. Helia, I'll head on to deal with the shadow monsters while Chrono evacuates everyone. Helia, I leave the battlefield to you. Understood. Helia, Aaron exit Shell Factory. We'll complete this mission without fail. Come on, Helia. She had lost count of how many times she took a step, preparing to climb those seemingly insurmountable steps before her. Exams since childhood, Valkyrie selection, and countless tests as a reserve Valkyrie. Her path seemed to be characterized by such things. The trepidations in the face of challenges, big and small, and her exertion for tests, that could come out well or not. However, I want to know if you'll break free from life constraints, dance weightlessly beneath the sky, disregard your cautious nature and the harsh reality, and pour out your passion. And then, give it your all like an idiot. See, she wears the word the idiot title as a badge of honor now. I'm ready, Litost. When a dead man's walking meets his end, the final moment is determined by the butcher's blade that falls behind him, not by himself. Just as you've foreseen when stealing yourself, only your failure and death await you here. Fortunately, for a life that's been plagued by defeat from beginning to end, this shall be your last. You may call me weak due to our difference in strength, but I'll no longer be constrained by that label. After all, losing's never a reason to shy away from battle, and your mocking words will no longer shake my resolve. Meaningless declaration. The fear that plagues the mediocre will swell within your miserable death, and the shadows that isolate their delusional fantasies will rise up in your demise. You're but a moth, foolishly rushing to a flame, and even your doom. Even so, your folly serves a purpose. Is this what they call the madness of the weak? I won't let you succeed, Litost. I'll defeat you. Save everyone. Because this is the goal that Coraline and I share. Did you know, weakling, on that day, you should have been the one to perish beneath my blade. After all, you're the weakest among your little party. Killing you would require no effort at all. Look, the weak are obvious and self-absorbed. They will always put others in harm's way because of their inability. I'll carry Coraline with me and stop your atrocities. I will never waver or give up. Weak, shallow, self-righteous insects will always suffer from coveting that which you cannot reach. Therefore, I do not mind personally delivering you upon your salvation. The winds of oblivion shall sweep across all, leaving behind a void. From the abyss, the shadow of rebirth shall rise like a torrent of fire. And then, you and I shall find our place at the end of this fated path. Looks like we have a fight on our hands. Gotta remember, A is my dodge. Nope, I am not. I am not the same as I was for standing for Shu, aka Anaxa. I love characters like this, by the way. It's not over! I got a ton of B buttons. Ah, are you transforming now? Stage 2? Oh. Oh, hello! That is a design and I like it. I'm trying to dodge, by the way. Does that, or does that gauge at the bottom not remind you of Sam, by the way? I am trying to dodge, but for some reason it's saying no to dodges. See? I dodged. I guess I'm only allowed to dodge sometimes. I'll still keep trying though. This high spirit mode is cool. Your blood is but rust on my blade. Okay, that's actually kind of... That does sound kind of badass, I'm not gonna lie. I'm guessing we're gonna have a big, like, mash off, or... Even better than just mashing a button, to be honest. This is a lot better than sitting and mashing a button. I would say. I much prefer that. Oh Christ. How? I'm sorry. I'll say. That was a bit of a weird one. That was more like a script that I'd be like, oh, you can only fail if you don't press anything, so... Whoop! A teammate with a D rank adaptability and imperfect grades. A class A rank Valkyrie who has chosen to stand at the forefront. I've come such a long way on this path called Helia. Even if I can never reach her heights, I still want to become someone like Senpai. My ideals won't change just because they're distant, and my steps won't halt just because I stumble. That's because I can't turn my back on every version of myself who's worked so hard. I'd rather sink into the mire than do nothing in one place. Because I made a promise to them. I must keep moving forward. Such a straight A dummy. Crowley, you look as pathetic right now. Hey, you come this far, haven't you? So I'm getting really warm now. I'm starting to struggle sitting here behind the arcade. It's so warm. Oh. Give me a second, just gotta stretch. I must carry on, especially when you live in me. So watch my every step forward. Where are you going, Helia? I want to retake the Valkyrie exam. My Honkai adaptability is only D, but I believe that as long as I work hard, I'll become an A-rank Valkyrie one day. But what if you fail again? Then I'll learn from my fails and retake it, like a true A-rank Valkyrie. Can't lack the courage to face failure. Where are you going, Helia? I'm gonna sign up for the Mars exploration tile. Now that the Great Eruption's ended, I want to know what I can achieve by standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. But it'll be tough competition against those capable, and even the genius candidates. It's fine. The gifted have their talents, but I have my own strengths with Helia. Since I'm qualified to sign up and compete, there'll come a day when I can fight by their sides. Where are you going, Helia? I want to transfer to a better school, somewhere far away. I want to see what the world shown on television is really like. Once you set foot on this path, you may never become the best. You'll encounter countless things that will leave you feeling sorrowful and defeated. I understand, but I'm not afraid. Huh? You were the one who told me that when we fail, we should be ready to try again. When we fall down, we shouldn't wipe away our tears and get back up. As long as we don't stop moving forward, there'll be a day when we can achieve our goal. And we've come such a long way, Helia. Yeah. Then, let's keep moving forward. Just like we've always done. Just like my past. Just like my future. Come on, Helia. Yeah. Is this the equivalent of, like, the Heretics being awakened right now? I think it is. Oh my god, I think it is. Fine. Things are getting interesting. This is my path. Oh my god, the foe as well. So is this going to be our Helia going forward? It's over. The natural order is restored, and the longest night has come to an end. This time, I should really go. Oh, I can't turn around to actually face. Such a cool outfit design, though. As I say, it makes you really think of like Firefly mixed with Sam in the best way possible. With the sounds of shatter, the barrier isolating the arena, the chasm separated her from ideals, and the glacier that stood vanished without a trace. I won. I did it. This is the path I walk. This is Helia's future. This is our victory, Coraline. Did you see that, Coraline? Yeah, I heard you with all four of my ears. You're too noisy, Miss Topsted. She's alive! But where is this place? Coralize alive! Oh my god! Oh, that was terrifying when they... Oh my god, she's alive! Oh my god, she's alive!